All right, Eagle Eyes is in the trench, running. That the Germans found out was very, very efficient to get to the... You see that? This is starting to get pretty complex. That is pretty spectacular. Oh, I wonder what's there. Maybe they hid some helmets. Let me just take 1 minute here to put you into context. Welcome to the History Hunter. Welcome to our small adventures with the World War II time frame. We research, travel, and we go out and find and share incredible World War II history with you. And today, you're going to see something really unique. It's a German World War II camp. What is special is that the original German barracks are still here. A lot of you ask, where did the German soldiers sleep when they were at these gun positions and all of that? Well, today you're going to see that, because this place has got some of the most intact and incredible, beautiful World War II barracks that you can ever find. And we found that on our Christmas history tour. And you guys made that possible by the Super Thanks feature. So thank you very, very much for being in the forest. But let's go out and see where the German troops slept and how they used the area to implement the barracks. Welcome to the History Hunter. Welcome to our small adventures with the World War II time frame. History Hunter here.
And Eagle Eyes.
My son, we are on a Christmas tour, Christmas history tour, and we are here out to find and share great history with you. We travel, we do research, and we find amazing World War II history, and we share it with you. So if you are ready, let's go out today, because you're going to find and see something really interesting. Today we're going to share with you a German World War II camp. And the special thing about this camp is that it still has some of the most incredible features when it comes to the buildings. The barracks themselves are still here, almost just as they were left. And even some of the interior details here are just truly remarkable. So this is kind of like one of the first barracks where the soldiers used to stay. And it's very rare to see that these buildings are still standing to be viewed and looked at, studied. But why were the Germans here? Well, let me tell you. We are at the Atlantic Wall. That's the fortification line that Hitler decided to build from the top of Scandinavia to the bottom of France. And on the Atlantic Wall there are thousands of features. Now we're close to the coastline. The Luftwaffe had a huge airfield here, and this place that we're going to visit today is here. This is a little fortress with some gun positions. There's a radar, there's a 20mm anti-aircraft gun position, there are searchlight, and right here that is the camp. So it's part of the Atlantic Wall, but this camp also was part of the fortress that protected the airfield, but also the coastline out here. This area is an area that the Germans found out was very, very efficient to get to the British, and that's why they established what is further down here, a huge German Luftwaffe airfield. And these surrounded hillsides are littered with camps, and this specifically is an anti-aircraft gun and an artillery position. So on the top of this mountain here, there are also some flak guns and stuff like that up there, but we're going to concentrate to see the lower part and the camp itself, and also some of the gun emplacements. So just imagine now Eagle Eyes is going up towards this barrack. Just imagine Hans, Wilfred, Wilhelm, Andreas. These guys, they came here, they were told to serve here, do their duty for the fatherland, and they stayed in this specific barrack. And to me that is very special, because it's so rare to actually see the buildings. We very often show you the foundations, but now we get a chance to see the actual buildings. We do apologize if the videos are with some noise and water on the lens, because it's so much raining and windy here. It's a bit better here now, but when we get to the other side where we're going, I think it's going to be gruesome again. What do you say, Eagle Eyes? It's been extremely wild today, but nevertheless, this is the first barrack and it's pretty big. Here's another one. And Eagle Eyes said, "Daddy, I saw Hans inside." And Hans, he operated a 20mm anti-aircraft gun on the top here. And I think Hans, he's just going to bed because he had 12 hours of guard duty and there was no Allied coming in, but he's going to go to sleep now. But you can see here, it's fantastically well preserved. And inside, we just had a glimpse. There's some kind of art exhibition inside, but it actually looks like it's been taken very well care of. And during those days, some of these structures would probably be either brown, greenish, or camel painted. It could also even have camouflage canvas on top to protect them for being kind of seen. But also sometimes the Germans wanted to be seen as a local structure, a little farmhouse or schoolhouse, so that the Allies wouldn't bomb it due to that. And wouldn't you know, there's a little shelter just next to the barrack that is made to get the crews quickly into a little shelter if there was some kind of bombing raid coming in. Very important to take care of the crews, and they have this safe haven. But also some of the cellars, basements in the barracks could also have been a safe haven, because they very often built them very strong with very thick walls and roof. So it's kind of like a bomb shelter itself. See this landscape here? This is December. Very cold, very wet, but normally there are like 50 centimeters of snow here. So we are so fortunate to be able to come here, explore, and even see this, because we never expected it to be without snow. You want to see something really spectacular? Look at that. That is the commandant's living quarter, we think. And look how insanely well this is built. Look at these posts here. There's one over there and there's one here. And just imagine whoever it was who had the pleasure of having this elaborate, beautiful thing being built just for himself. Just imagine that. I'm imagining some of the scenes in a film I've seen with this German officer standing on top of his grand house in a concentration camp and shooting prisoners. It's kind of like that type of scene. It's like a statement of, I'm the boss, I rule here. So, but look at that. Just imagine who was sitting here on the porch, smoking their pipe or cigarette and drinking expensive wine captured in France. I don't know, just brings out a very special feeling that whoever was in charge, he decided to have this thing here built. Here's another one. And that is what makes this place so incredible rare. That is that you can go all the way up to the structures themselves. And you can see exactly what they looked like. This is what they looked like when the Germans were here. Just have to wipe that lens. This is what it looks like, or looked like, when the Germans were here. And if you see up there, there's the original position of the flagpole, and you have another barrack there, another one at the top. But this is so rare. And now we can finally show you exactly what the living quarters of the German troops were at a coastal artillery position. Another one up there, see that? Eagle eye, he just spotted something really cool. I'm going to check that out afterwards. But that is very special to see. And then you can get a little feeling of what it would be to be these guys here. Going up and down the hillsides here, manning the guns that you're going to see later. Yeah, there are real guns here. I'm going to show it to you. But you can imagine how it would be to be one of these soldiers coming up and down here. I always do that. I feel like it's like in my blood to kind of put my imagination out there and just wonder who came out that door last before the Germans left, or who went in that door when the Germans built it. You know, was it Hauptmann or Sturmbannführer, or is it just a private? I don't know. Just so cool to see that it's still there. That is the mess hall. And that is in excellent original condition. The roof is original, if I'm not too mistaken. And the doors, most of the windows, all of that is original. And the flat panels on the outside is not original, because there was normally planks, but that was put up in the 50s. I think it's some kind of I'm not sure. It's a very strange thing. But you can see here, this is where the German troops went in, had their meals, and then went out, maybe up to their guard duty. And that is so cool to see. Right there that is where you have another shelter. And you can see there's a concrete construction behind that thing. It's just that they needed to camouflage it and then also protect it even more. So that's why they actually put rocks on the outside of the concrete as well. So they are very, very strong, and they blend in very, very nicely with the terrain. I promised something before we left for each and every one of you who help us out on the Super Thanks donations. I said I'll make a historical and bring you along, and we do. We keep our promises. Each and every one of you were very, very kind to help Eagle Eyes to fulfill his dream about being out looking for history during Christmas. Huh, Eagle Eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah? And we are out here, and we just wanted you to see that we thank you for the Christmas History Tour Super Thanks donations. You are the guys and girls who enables us to go out and do this. And in this way you are historical, because right there, there's a German barrack. Right there, that's a German shelter. And there's another barrack. And on the top there are massive guns we're going to show you. So thank you, each and every one of you on that list, for helping us to go out and find and share history in a very special way.
Thank you for letting us go out and share this with all of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's continue. So when we come over here now we're going to show you the real reason why the Germans were here and why there are so many barracks. That's the camp area. This is the last barrack foundation here, and then suddenly it transfers over to the battle stations. All right, Eagle Eyes is in the trench, running like crazy to get to the gun position, and he just got an order, fire at will. So he's assembling his crew, and every crew member is running like hell like crazy through this trench system and into the gun positions. And suddenly when you come here, you can see the trench splits up from one position to another, and that is what we're looking for. This is the very first position where they installed the 15 centimeter guns that could catapult a projectile like 17,000 meters out there, because that's what it was all about. On the sides here, primary munition storages, communication ports, all of that. And you can see these huge casted up kind of monoliths standing right there. This is the base. This is the base where the gun was installed, and they could decide at which direction to enter or shoot up here into the horizon, because this is where it gets interesting. This is the Atlantic Wall. And this shows you that the Germans meant business. There are dozens of features all around here, and this is one of them. The airfield is further over there, and also there's a huge compound with guns and stuff like that down there. Further down in the forest, there was a huge minefield with thousands of mines. So it's just totally cramped with the details from the infrastructure and the defensive measures that the Germans installed here. Hans and Wilfred and Reinhard, all of them, they were ready, they were here, and they could use that gun for sure. So the next crew, they just charged on. They went through this first opening, and then they started to head on down here. And this is most likely a secondary munition storage right there. And then you can see the trench continues. So they will storm down here, actually pretty safe. And you can see it's taller than a man. I'm like here at this height. Yeah, about here, and it's still 30 centimeters higher up. These are very well preserved, and they protect kids for falling down and all of that here, so that's good. Maybe they had a little lookout position here to check out the terrain. And then you see it just continues. And when you come down here, there is a little bend, and they do that because the blast waves shouldn't go straight. It will go like this and this and this and dampen the blast wave. So this is a very this is made with a purpose, you could say. You can see you come here pretty straight, and then boom, change of direction to deflect that pressure wave down into the trench here. And then you come out to the suddenly a area or a secondary munition storage. I'm getting confused here because this is so exciting, so exciting. And Eagle Eye is way down there. So let's see if we can find him. I had to grab my flashlight because now we are going underground. You can see that? This is starting to get pretty complex. By the way, I want to say a massive thank you to our patron team members for helping us to reach and go to locations like this. Could never have done it without you. So we are so grateful for that. And as I'm standing here, I just want to say I appreciate you so much. Give me the opportunity to take Eagle Eyes out on this Christmas tour. He was dreaming about a few things around this area. Now his dream has come true, and that's thanks to you. So thank you for being in there for us. All right, let's see here. There is a tiny little something here. What is that? Is that a pipe? A pipe and a valve. That is very strange. I'm guessing munition storage inside here. Yeah, and then suddenly it splits. So right now I am pretty confused of where to go. Why don't we check it out here? I think this could be just an entrance down into the trench system. Let me see. Okay. This is exciting. Oh my goodness, it goes up. Okay, we can kill the flashlight. Where does this lead to? Aha! Oh wow. All right, we'll check out this one first then. Look at that thing there. That is heavy duty fortified. And you can see all of that rock on top of this thing. Of course, it's locked. That is 120 meter long hallways and munition storage, not accessible for public. Dangerous. Okay, that's okay. Fair enough. But my goodness, so much trench system here. Wow.
There's something special here, Daddy. Let me show you.
Okay, you go first. Let's see if we can find this. Eagle Eyes is very excited now because there's something here that he enjoys most of all. And I do as well. And I hope you will as well. That is pretty spectacular. I'm not 100% sure what this gun is actually all about, but it's there. But I do think they have kind of converted something to put it together in like a puzzle. I think it's a Russian gun that was converted somehow. Haven't got a clue. But look at these huge wheels here. That is crazy big. And you have this thing here for elevation. Maybe you can come behind me here, Eagle Eyes, so I can show them a little bit more of the details here. And you can see somehow there's something I cannot figure out here. Well, I'm not 100% sure. Nevertheless, that is cool. Anti-aircraft gun? Russian anti-aircraft gun. See that? Huge drums, brakes. It's been modified.
Yes.
But that is really cool. That is something that you don't see too often. And I have to say, what a pleasure it is to be able to see that thing and to just look at the details. I'm very happy, even though I'm not sure whether this was originally here. Nevertheless, this is the last position which is not fully built, so they never installed a gun in this position here, I know. So what they did is most likely they got this and put it there later, but it's definitely a World War II gun. That is for sure. Eagle Eye is like a mountain goat. He goes everywhere so quick, and then the old grumpy guy comes after. Someone has to carry the food. There's a staircase. Wherever there's a staircase, that means that the Germans meant business. That means there is something up here. Two very important features that any coastal fortress or artillery position needed. They needed to find out where the vessels coming in. How did they do that? Well, they built that. That's a radar position. That is a radar position telling the Germans where the Allied ships were out there in the ocean. Oh, it's insane how much the wind is blowing here. So here you can see these are the metal hatches. I'm almost blowing down from the mountain here, to be honest. These are the hatches that kept this German safe in here. So you have a level there, heavy duty steel roof, and another level there And on the top here, you have basically what I think was the rangefinder crews, and all of that was stationed right there. And you can see a hatch from taking you inside there, which is closed off. But that thing there, wow. Also, there is the living quarters and the mess hall. On the top there is a flak anti-aircraft gun position. You have several barracks in the vicinity of this location here. You have the radar position, and then you have the horizon, and that is basically what the Germans were here for, to protect and serve and take out as many enemy ships as they could coming in from that direction. Oh my goodness, I have to come down from the mountain here. Oh yes, we had to get down from that mountain top because it got really, really bad. If you want to help us out to reach more locations like this, you know, we have this little super thanks feature here. Basically your opportunity to help us out to get some gasoline into the fuel tank of the camper van. Go out and find and share incredible history with you. I have to tell you, I love this place. To see these barracks like you saw, that is absolutely stunning, and the conditions they were in, it's just fantastic that we are actually able today in 2024 to see these structures still standing. And I have to say, this Christmas history tour was just such an incredible thing. I promised I'll put you on that list, and I did. I'll keep my promises no matter what. Been such a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for watching, subscribing, commenting. Thank you for giving us a thumbs up, a heart. It is really, really greatly appreciated. And believe me, there will be more coming up very soon. So in the meantime, thank you so much. Stay safe, keep smiling, and remember, history is everywhere.